This is going to be the part 2 follow-up video to my how to declutter and curate the perfect perfume collection. If you have done that, this is now the second part. Or if you are completely fully satisfied with your collection, you don't want to declutter and you feel like it's already curated, then in this video, I'm gonna basically tell you how to get the most out of that collection. How to actually love the perfumes you have, use them, put dents into them, actually make them look like they are loved, because they should be. You spent a pretty penny on them. And I know that this entire video, this topic may seem really trivial. I know some of you are probably thinking, girl, did this really need to be a whole video? But as I've been saying with my past few videos about over-consumerism, I think a lot of us, me included, are more addicted to the chase, the researching the notes, the watching the videos and the reviews, and then once we actually get these perfumes in our collection, we don't know what to do with them. I mean, obviously, like, you use them for a couple days, but I think a lot of us just forget about those perfumes after a couple days because there's already something new to chase and to want. So then those perfumes that we thought we really loved and we actually bought just take the back seat. Then this new perfume comes in after a few days, that takes the back seat, and it's a whole vicious cycle. So you're not actually loving and enjoying anything, you're just accumulating. And in this video, I'm hopefully gonna help you kind of break out of that cycle. I finally broke out of that cycle myself, where I'm actually loving my perfumes. I wear perfume every single day. I'm not overwhelmed by my collection anymore. I don't have decision fatigue where I don't even want to look at how many I have, so then I don't wear them. Perfume is not just something you own, it's something you should experience. A lot of us also have this complex where we want to save certain perfumes for certain days or save them for that special moment, that special occasion. If you've ever looked at your collection, if you have a massive collection or if you have a smaller collection and you realize that you're wearing the same few fragrances over and over even though you have so many others, if you have this complex where you're like, I need to save this perfume for this special occasion, or if your collections just aren't bringing you as much joy as it maybe once was, then this video is for you. None of this video will require you to purchase anything, but simply to just get more out of what you already have. I'm gonna teach you basically how to shop your own collection. First up, spin the wheel. This first tip actually was inspired by my eyeshadow collection, because not only was I a collector of perfumes, but I also at a point was a collector of makeup. I have like a fraction of what I used to have when it comes to makeup, but the way that I made using my eyeshadows, for example, and kind of made it more fun, and I literally did this today. I have this eyeshadow on right now. This is an ancient eyeshadow palette right here. This is the Wet n Wild I'm Getting Sunburned palette. This palette, I don't even know when this came out. This is super old, super discontinued, and with that, super expired as well, but I still use it. I don't care. I have like a weird attachment to this eyeshadow palette. I don't know why. That's a mental issue that I need to maybe look a little more into. But with that said, I couldn't get rid of it. My eyeshadows, I just have a harder time decluttering, even though I've decluttered so many. But this palette right here, on any given day, I probably would have never used. I would have kept it because I have a weird attachment to it, but I would have never used it. But the reason why I use this today is because of this little app. This video is not sponsored, by the way. Everything that I'm going to be recommending throughout this video is completely free, not sponsored, no affiliation to anything. And this app is completely free, but it has made decision fatigue so much easier on me, and that is this app called Spin the Wheel. You can create a spin the wheel for like literally everything that you have. So I put all of my eyeshadow palettes here, every single one, even the little ones like this, and every day when I do my makeup now, I go through this and you just click it and boom, Mario Master Nude Neutrals, like one of them will come up basically. It also challenges me to do like a fun new look because maybe I get picked a colorful palette that I have. I did this in my last video. The green eyeshadow that I had was because of this. I've been using this nearly every day now when I don't know really what to wear. I just use this and it makes me actually get use of the stuff that I already have, and also makes me realize what I really love. Because if I get a palette that I thought I loved and I'm like using it and I don't like it, then it makes it easier for me to just declutter it. And I recently started doing this for my perfumes. So I made a wheel for my perfumes, spin it, and it tells you a perfume you get to wear for the day. And it may come up with a perfume that you haven't worn in months and it makes you wear it for the day. And it can either bring up the love that you have for the perfume and make you fall in love or something, or you wear something that you kind of maybe forgot about and you realize maybe I don't like this, and it helps you declutter. This app is just a win-win. I highly recommend you download this. It just takes the decision fatigue away because it makes the decision for you. Now you do have to kind of commit to whatever it gives you, but I feel like that's the fun in it. So yeah, I feel like that's a really fun way to eliminate the decision fatigue and actually get to using stuff that maybe you wouldn't any other day. Stop saving your perfumes for that special day. Stop saving perfumes for your future self, this future occasion that you have in mind, this one glorious day that you think you're gonna wear this on, whatever. Every day is a special occasion. We don't know which day is gonna be our last. Every day that we have is numbered, which makes every day that much more special. So every day should be a special occasion. Wear the fanciest perfume you have in your collection to go to the grocery store. Who cares? Wear it, love it, use it to literally any place, anywhere, anytime. As Pitbull said, every day above ground is a special one. What did he say? I'm gonna look it up.
But every day above ground is a great day. Remember that.
I hope I don't get copyrighted for that, but it'll be worth it. You get the message. Every day is a special day, as corny as it may sound. Stop having these thoughts of like, I'm gonna wear this when I'm confident. I'm gonna save this for when I lose weight. I'm gonna save this for when I'm happy. Because then perfume ends up being this reward instead of something that you use that helps you create memories and you're having fun with it because that's what it's supposed to be. Bottom line, your life is happening now. Wear your special perfumes, wear your special clothes, wear your special jewelry every single day. I don't care if it's to the gas station, to the grocery store, to the most mundane task there is. Wear your stuff. I've saved a bottle of perfume for that special day, that special occasion, because I'm having all these ordinary days, because let's be real, that's what most of our lives consist of, is just ordinary life. But you're saving this one perfume for this one special moment in your life that may never come. These perfume bottles, they have a shelf life. I know some perfumes hold better than others, kind of depends on notes. Usually deeper, stronger vanillas and things like that, they tend to last a little bit more than fresher scents, but nonetheless, we save these perfumes for these special occasions that may be so rare in our lives, and these amazing, maybe really expensive perfumes are just sitting there and slowly expiring. Imagine saving a beautiful fragrance for this one special occasion only to throw it away because it was expired and it completely turned and it smells horrible now and you never even used it. That special occasion isn't just like a wedding or that vacation that you go to. A special occasion is just a Tuesday morning dropping your kids off at school. Next up, this is something really important to keep in mind, because sometimes our brains kind of lie to us, because our brains kind of have a mind of their own. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes your brain gets bored, not your perfume. Sometimes it's not just as simple as just, I don't like this anymore. Your brain may have just simply adapted because it has smelled it way too often. If it's a perfume that you constantly wear and at some point you're just like, I'm over this, I don't like it anymore. This is where I think a lot of decluttering regrets happen. Some people will declutter for this reason because they get bored of something because they're wearing it too often, but then they declutter it and months later you end up regretting that decluttering and you're starting to think about that perfume, and then you go and rebuy it. And you could have saved that whole situation for yourself by just putting that perfume down for a minute. If you put it down for a little while and after like a month or so you come back to it, you may re-fall in love with that perfume, because it's not like you ever fell out of love with it. You just got bored for that time being because maybe you were using it too often. So if you just kind of step back sometimes, you know, distance makes the heart grow fonder. This applies to perfumes as well. You don't always need to just immediately go to decluttering something. You can just set it down for a little bit. If you never think about it at all, then yeah, you probably maybe don't like it. But if after some time you go back to it and you're like, oh, I remember why I love this, then you just rekindle the love for it. Because after some time of putting that perfume down, if you go back to it, it will often feel brand new again. And this is also the same psychology that goes into constantly chasing new releases, because we're all chasing that first spray excitement and then you get bored. Not necessarily because you stopped liking the scent, but just because that initial novelty wore off and our brains love that novelty. But life is not just about like new. And if you keep chasing the new, you're gonna end up in a sticky situation. So sometimes you just need to take a little break and go back to it. Next, this one's really fun. Create scent identities for different versions of your life. This one kind of inspired me because I came across, I think it was the mom from Wizards of Waverly Place. It was a TikTok, and she actually had a good amount of perfumes. Like, she had a good perfume collection, and she was saying how she uses different perfumes in different roles that she's played in her acting career. So like one perfume will remind her of this character that she played, another perfume will remind her of this character she played, and that just plays up on scent psychology, and perfume really can do that for you. So lately what I've been doing, whenever I'm like working, like for example on my small business, my little clay creations, I'll wear a certain perfume specifically when I'm doing that. And so then when I go back to that perfume, it kind of puts me in the mindset of creativity. If it's like a relaxing kind of day, I'm just sitting in watching movies, having that kind of day, I have a scent for that. I have a scent for bedtime. I have scents for specific vacations. I know a lot of people do this where they bring a certain perfume to that vacation, they come back, and when they revisit that perfume, it reminds them and it brings back those memories. That is such a fun way to play with your perfumes, is to just assign different identities to the different versions in your life, and eventually your brain starts associating those scents with those different versions of you, so then you can immediately kind of click into a certain mindset just by the scent that you wear. The perfume that I wear when I'm creative, when I'm creating art, whatever, if I wear that perfume, my brain will instantly kind of go into creative mode, and I feel like that's such a fun way to play with fragrance. Which brings me to my next point, and that is build memories with your perfumes, not collections. You don't have to chase this huge number. Years down the line in your life, you're gonna remember that perfume that you wore when you first met your husband, when you graduated high school, all these pivotal moments in our lives. You may remember that perfume. It's crazy because the perfume that I first wore when I first met my husband, he still remembers it. And he's not the kind of guy that's like, doesn't know anything about brands, doesn't know anything about perfumes, nothing like that. But he immediately recognizes every time I wear that perfume that I wore when we first met. Every time I wear it, he immediately recognizes it. It's just crazy how powerful scent is. But those are the kind of things that you're going to remember down the line. You're not going to remember number 157 perfume. It's not about how many you have. The value of your perfumes and the love you have for them increases through your experiences, not how many you have sitting there on your shelf. Next up, be okay with letting go. Let perfumes evolve with you. Sometimes you can declutter because it just doesn't feel like you anymore. Maybe it did feel like you when it was one version of your life, but you're like, I don't identify with that version of myself anymore, so I want to get rid of it. And that's completely okay. Perfumes can represent literal chapters in our lives. Like, I know I'm making this really deep, but sometimes it really is that deep, because our scent is the most powerful sense that we have. So yeah, sometimes it really is that deep. Instead of forcing yourself to love and wear everything equally just because you may have loved it once, instead just allow your collection to reflect who you are in this moment. You don't have to finish a bottle just because you own it. If you truly get sick and tired and you really don't love it, you don't ever think about it, you can get rid of it. You don't have to feel bad about it. And as I said in my previous video, when it comes to decluttering, people will buy even halfway or even a quarter like used up perfumes. People have bought crazier things. If you just list those perfumes, you can still get something out of it, or just pass it down. That money has already left. You don't have to keep associating this guilt when it comes to your perfumes, like, oh, I spent money, so I need to finish it, if you're not actually enjoying that perfume. Just because you're using it doesn't mean you're getting more out of your money if you're like miserable while you're using it. And lastly, do not let fragrance content replace fragrance experience. This one is especially relevant today that I've been talking about a lot, but for a lot of us, we spend so much more time researching perfumes, watching reviews, reading notes, researching everything. Like, we become experts on perfumes that we've never even smelled before, rather than actually going into our own collections, which may be like overflowing with fragrances. This is where the hobby and love of perfumes shifts from the sensory enjoyment that we get to just consumption. That is a slippery slope, and that is what got me into making these kinds of videos that a lot of people are resonating with, because I think a lot of us are just waking up to this, that slowly we just became consumers instead of actually loving the stuff that we have already, because a lot of us have a lot of stuff. Sometimes we just need a step away, a break from our phones. Put your phones down, stop listening to reviews and what all these people are saying, and just go into your collections without anybody being like, you need this, you need that, you need this. Just go into your collection and pick out a perfume. It's that simple. That is all I have for this video. I hope that this inspires you to actually start using and wearing and putting some dent and love into your fragrances. That is what you bought them for. Perfumes aren't museum artifacts and pieces that just sit there behind glass looking pretty. They are meant to be worn and loved. The goal is to not collect the most amount of bottles. There's no competition here. It's to create the most memories, the best memories with the ones that you already have. And for a lot of us, that is already more than enough. Years from now, you're not gonna remember every single perfume that you ever bought. You'll remember the moments that they became part of. Like, oh, I had 400 perfumes. Like, okay, and what? Who cares? Let me know if this inspires you to just show some love to your collections. I have been inspired more than ever to actually use my fragrances. I feel like I've fallen back into perfumes now that I'm just not chasing every single thing. I still get excited about new stuff, but now I actually think about what I'm bringing. I'm not just on autopilot. Just because this one person loved it, I have to get it. No, I actually think about the purchases, what I already have. Does it bring something new to my collection, and so on. I'm actually slowly starting to make dents into my collection, whereas before I had hundreds of perfumes that literally did not have a singular tiny bit of a dent into them, because I just couldn't get to all of them. I'm one person versus 400 perfumes. That's not realistic. I'd love to hear all your opinions in the comments down below, but that is it for me today. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and turn post notifications on, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.